So let's get started setting up FileMaker Cloud. Now this is going to be a long video, so bear with me. Pause it as needed as you need to go do some reading and research, and mark any notes for any times that you want to come back and review. So the first place I start when I'm talking to people about FileMaker Cloud is with FileMaker's documentation. And that really starts off at this page, which is FileMaker's page to compare FileMaker Server with FileMaker Cloud. Now, a lot of the advantages to FileMaker Cloud that are listed in this column, you can also get from hosting FileMaker Server on a cloud server like we showed in the first part of this course. But there are some additional considerations as well, specifically how backups are created, how schedules are supported, and then a few things that what FileMaker Cloud can't do, such as custom web publishing with PHP and XML. It does support the data API, however, so you still can connect to your data from PHP. So once you've read through that guide and decided that FileMaker Cloud is right for you, then the next place I go for documentation is the FileMaker Cloud Getting Started Guide. Now if you just do a Google search for FileMaker Cloud 17 guide, you'll find it's usually one of the top links. Here it's the first link. And this is really a lot of what we're going to cover today. It's a very long article about what to do to get started, to set up your FileMaker Cloud server, everything start to finish. So if you want documentation to back up this video as to what we're going through, this is your guide. And you can get to it again by just doing a quick Google search for FileMaker Cloud 17 guide. So this is going to take place mostly in our web browser. You're not going to RDP into this server like you would a Windows cloud server you set up, or a Windows server you set up, or a Mac server you set up somewhere. This is going to run on a Linux instance, so that's slightly cheaper than the Windows instance that we set up in the first part of this course for the same amount of hardware. So now that we've viewed a little bit of the documentation and decided to move forward with this FileMaker Cloud install, the first place to go is the Amazon Marketplace, and that is at aws.amazon.com/marketplace. You'll see there's a search bar right up here at the top. I can just type in FileMaker Cloud, and it will bring me the different options of FileMaker Cloud. Now for licensing, there's two options. There's a rental license where you pay per hour of license use, and that might be good for short-term things, like if you have like an enrollment window where you're only needing a server for a couple weeks while people fill out surveys or something. Or if you already have a license for FileMaker Server that you're bringing, you can use the BYOL option for a long-term FileMaker Server setup. I'm going to go with short-term here and click on FileMaker Cloud 5 users. And you'll see there's continue to subscribe right up at the top, but where you really want to start on this page is down here, taking a look at what your estimated costs are going to be. You'll notice that they, for 17, they streamlined this down with 4 acceptable options for your server, and that kind of pretty much corresponds to your 5 and 10 users, 25, 50, 100 users for hardware costs. You want a larger, beefier server if you're going to have like 100 users on this. But where I really want to go here is right under here where it says View Usage Instructions. Now this is kind of important that you go here before you go anywhere else, because it's got this checklist of installation. So I'm going to follow this. I'm going to click Continue to Subscribe, which I'm going to do that in a new tab. And you'll see that what it wants me to do here is click Accept Software Terms and wait 90 seconds. So this is the EULA. Here I'm going to click Accept. And then I'm going to click Return to Launch Page, and you'll notice that it's still pending. So I basically want to camp out here and refresh this page. It's at about 90 seconds before I continue. Now you'll see the screen changes after I've refreshed the page here once the 90 seconds have gone by. And that's really all I need to do here for now. So you'll see launch AMI IDs down here, but just ignore that for now, and I'll show you why in a minute. One other thing, up here it says before you get started you must create a key pair. I'm going to go back to my EC2 console here, that's console.aws.amazon.com, and you'll see that I've already created a key pair called fmcloud17, and that downloaded a file called fmcloud17.pem to my downloads folder. It's going to be important because I'm going to need that later on in this process. So it says that right here, you must do this, and you must accept the software terms. So we've done that. So we're already here on step 3. Now when it says click usage instructions to display required links, it's already where we are. We're in the usage instructions, so step 3 is pretty much already done. Step 4 is where we want to click this link, and you want to click it on this page instead of that other subscription page because it gives you the options that are going to come in the rest of these steps. So I'm going to choose US East North Virginia. It's going to open up in a new tab, and you'll see that it's going to include a template here for FileMaker Cloud North Virginia, my version number, and then the name of the template. So this is the part that's really important. I'm going to click next. Now you'll see here for step 6, enter a stack name, your email address, an instant type, your key pair name, and click next. So I'm going to enter Cloud 17 Masterclass. My email, I'm going to choose here, fill out my email. Instant type, T2 medium is what I'm going with, and then my key name is fmcloud17, right there. Okay, that's all good. Gonna click next. I don't need any key tags here. I don't need any IAM roles here. I don't need any rollback triggers. I don't need any advanced options. You see on the actually for step 7 here, it tells us to just skip that whole page. So I'm going to skip that whole page and click next. Then you'll see review, details, options, blah, blah, blah. I acknowledge that CloudFormation might create IAM resources. That's good. Says review, acknowledge possible IAM resource creation, and click create. So we're all good. Let's click create. All right. So after that, step 9 is wait for the required email from FileMaker Cloud. So let's do that. So it took about 10 minutes for me to get that email, and here it is. So it's from fmcloud-admin@fmi.filemaker-cloud.com. Before using this software, you must enter your Amazon account number, create a host name, which appears in the FileMaker Cloud URL, set your password, and select your local time zone. You see it says enter this information on the setup page, which is linked. So you really need to click that link, and that takes you to a page that looks like this. So I'm going to enter in my Amazon account number, which you can get by going back to my account. And it's this account ID right here. Paste that in place. Host name, server master class. Hopefully nobody's used FM Server Master Class before. Password. And local time zone. So somewhere in here is America. Usually I go with New York for Eastern Time. There it is. And set up. So you'll see there's a little progress bar going across the top here. And we'll wait a minute for that to set up. So you'll see we actually get a timer page now that our server is being set up. So we're going to leave this browser in place, let this timer keep going while this counts up, and once it's done, it'll automatically take us to the sign-in page for the admin console. Okay, so that took about 3 minutes there. I'm going to be able to sign in now. You'll notice you get a user license agreement for this version of FileMaker Cloud as a first thing signing in. So skim through that, agree, and continue. Or you can see you can actually roll back completely here, disagree, and delete your instance. And you can download the user license agreement. I actually do that because every now and then I'll skim through that. Agree and continue. And then you're going to see your FileMaker Cloud opt-in registration here. You can send them technical information, crash report data. I usually send the crash data. I usually keep my journal information to myself, and I usually don't sign up for promotional officers. So fill out the rest of the form here. This will be important that you use your contact information so that if you ever have to contact FileMaker support, they can look up your server information. So United States and submit. You also have an option here, of course, that I will do this later. So I'm actually going to click that. I will do that later. All right, so here is the FileMaker Cloud Admin Console, and you can see that as of FileMaker 17, the server admin consoles look a lot, they're pretty much the same. Now you'll notice the notifications bar up here, that there's a number of different things here. So you've got the update for the trial admin API. This one's actually really, we want to do this. So if you want to turn on the admin API for FileMaker Cloud, you have to review and accept this. So we're going to click review. It's going to give us the trial license agreement for FileMaker admin API. And we're going to click agree. So that lets us administer our FileMaker server, our FileMaker Cloud server by the admin API. Now you'll see that there's already patches ready to go. So you can click download those, and they'll automatically get installed. After installation, FileMaker Cloud will restart, updates the licensing config and web publishing engine sections. So as FileMaker Cloud requires updates, you'll see those up here in the notifications bar. So you see that one downloaded. Now it's going to say that at 2300 UTC, which is the next rounded hour, so in about 18 minutes from now, this is going to install. So let's go ahead and upload or download that other license there. That will be restarted, and I can dismiss these notifications. All right, and that is it for getting this started up. My host name that I chose, fmservermasterclass.fmi.filemaker-cloud.com, or this server IP address, will be available for me to upload my FileMaker files to.